in the A site. And I'm going to start with this default plant right here. So to do this lineup, you have to back up all the way into main and put yourself into this cubby here. And to do this lineup, you aim at the top of this scaffolding thing with, when you hold the molly out, just above on the HUD, the little crosshair, you hug yourself back into this corner and line it up just like that. You see with the crosshairs like at the top of the scaffolding, and then it's just a normal shoot. And this one does take a little while to land, so I recommend doing this early. But as you see, it covers most of that and definitely has to get off the spike. Another thing you can do when playing the plant down here is there's a smoke lineup that you can do that I recommend doing before attacking. If you hug yourself into this corner, aim, see on the wall here where it's a bit darker, so you line yourself up with that and you move over to the side a bit. This one's super easy for me because it fits perfectly with the size of my crosshair, but definitely give this a try if you don't have a similar crosshair to mine. It's just a little bit to the left and you throw it and it lands on top right here. This works as a smoke for when you're helping you push the site, and you do the basic wall here. So this covers all of site for you, so they can't fight, but also when they try to defuse, they are in the smoke here. So this works for both helping you push the site and makes your mollies more effective. This second lineup's a little bit more difficult to do. This is for if you've planted in Cubby and maybe you have to play some time for your team to get to art. For this one you have to back up all the way here and hug yourself into the corner of this wall, and then you aim the crosshair of your mollies at this little brick here. So just like this, right there, and then you just shoot. This one takes a little bit of time to land. As you see, it covers all of that, even just right here and in the corner. There's no cover here. This one's super effective and it's good at buying time for a teammate that's trying to come down to art after a plant. Just buys that little bit of extra time. It's not quite as effective as the main one for here, but two different plants, two different situations. I definitely recommend learning both. An alternate option for the A main default plant is you coming into mid here. You line yourself up in this corner and align one of your little bars with the corner of the thing here. The ping's a little bit too big, but the second segment of your Viper molly bar gets matched up with the corner of this. As you can see right there, and shoot. And then this one lands. It covers a lot more space than the main one, so it might be more effective, but the position is a little bit less effective. So it's just another option to mix up your default plants a bit. So instead of playing this lineup every single time, you can mix it up, play with your team a bit more, and just catch opponents off guard a bit. In general, the lineups for B site are a little bit more difficult, so we're going to go over them now. We're going to first start with this default plant here. To do this one, you back up all the way back up main and hug yourself into this corner here. Now, this is where this one gets a little bit finicky. So you aim at like the gap here, but with the line on your HUD. So like, as you do this, the little line on your HUD where the 100 is, you line up just like that, so the right side of it is touching the fish, and then you shoot. Then this is probably one of the longest ones it takes to land, but it lands perfectly just like that, covers all the space, and that one covers that. This is the fastest option for this molly if you're playing up there, and I definitely recommend trying it because getting the line is a little bit finicky, It's just a shoot, but once you've got this one down, it is actually very simple to do. There we go. It's just a little bit of a pain to learn. Now the second lineup you need to learn is when you plant here. Personally, I found this plant is a bit more of a common attempt than the other one. This one is definitely much easier to hold when playing normally and not using your lineups, and is much easier than this plant at holding after your lineups. But you hug yourself into the same corner and you use the same little line that you did as the last lineup. Instead, you aim the left side of it on the tail of this fish, just like this. There we go. And once again, it's just a normal shoot, and it goes down. But the best thing about this is because the plant's there, while that's going down, you can take the fight. So it could be a super simple, you know, even if it's a pre-molly or a tap one, just a shoot, swing, take some shots, you know, back up again. I'd shoot the other one as that one lands because of the timing of it. And then it's, you know, easy fight. And this one's super effective, especially if you have teammates already here. You can just stand here, you throw this, it's like 4 seconds, just like as it lands, throw the other one, and you see as this is ending, the next one comes in. So it super delays the time. There you go. So getting timing out of this is super effective, especially because you could just fight it after, much rather than this one is you use the mollies and you have to push, which gives them enough time to take space and potentially defuse it. So definitely recommend this plant here over this one, but it all depends on how your team play. There is another option, post-plant option you can play after planting here. Instead, let's say you were playing lurk instead of playing in main. If you line up yourself in this corner and line up the corner of your HUD with this corner of the window here, like far bottom right of your HUD where the line comes out, you line that up with the corner. Obviously it doesn't have to be exact perfect, but roughly in this corner here, shoot. And this one's a similar travel time to if you were playing long, but this goes straight here. It's potentially good to mix these up, and also they won't expect you to be here, so they may push up main while you're still here ready for a lineup. So switching these up could be super effective in your games.